Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video is a preamble to the next series of videos. I was allowed to perceive the answer to an end-time prophecy conundrum that lurked in my mind, which let me know what I was hearing from everyone else couldn't be entirely right. But before we get to the actual scriptures, I would like to get your perception right about the scriptures we are about to embark upon. As I am understanding through the scriptures and the signs of the times, there will be two Babylons running simultaneously until Mama is destroyed. This can only mean certain scriptures we will read may sound like they are talking about the same Babylon and event. But if you pay attention to the detail, you can clearly see there are two different nations with two different destructions. The scriptures talk about them interchangeably. And because I want you to start off looking at the actual scriptural video with this perception, and I don't want you to waste brain power and perception energy trying to catch me in a lie or something, I will give you a quote out of the scriptures in the preamble to prove it is talking about two different Babylons, to release the pressure from your perceptual pipes, mind you. But first, I want to seal the deal on our understanding that Queen Bee is building her base in Babylon. And not just any old base either. When it's all said and done, Babylon will be the international America of the Middle East. Question: did you know America's first military base in Iraq was not in Baghdad at all? Nope. America's first base camp was the entire ancient city of Babylon. To prove what I have said thus far, according to the CNN World News under Bringing Babylon Back from the Dead, April 4th, 2013, quote, Babylon faces ongoing threats of development encroachment on its burial ruins. Stop. I put this in to show you Babylon is not just a pile of ruin in the desert anymore. They have modern communities and such sprouting up around the actual ruins. That can only mean Disney World as soon as the new Middle East is carved up and ratified. But check out what the security guard at the actual ruins said about where the Americans set their base camp up when they invaded. Personal quote: they occupied Babylon. They wouldn't let anyone in, says Hussein Sabi, a guard at the historical site at Babylon, recalling the day U.S. tanks rolled into view before forces set up camp. Example: just like Ms. Reader said in an earlier comment, America knew exactly what it was doing. Allow the Israelis and Christians to steal the artifacts, instructions, etc., and use the space to conjure Nimrod or whoever. Think about it for just a second. Why would normal Iraqis loot and pillage their own national treasures like that? And in fact, with people that they called infidels. Actually, national treasures they could never sell on the black market, mind you. Why would America sit by? I mean, just sit there on the tanks, just watching these people pillage like that. I didn't get it. But here's the answer. They were not Iraqis doing the looting at all. They were undercover doing that psych crap like they're doing right now. But let's continue with our proof Queen Bee is building her home away from home. According to the U.S. Department of State official website under the Future of Babylon Project, January 2009, quote, the U.S. State Department is pleased to announce its support in a project to develop a plan for the management and preservation of the archaeological site of Babylon. Example: no international party is complete unless you have the UN wetting their beaks. According to the NBC News, November 2008, under Iraq, can ancient Babylon be rescued? I'm cutting to the chase. Quote, for the first time, global institutions led by the UN are thoroughly documenting the damage and how to fix it. A UNESCO report due out early next year will cite Saddam's construction, but focus, at the Iraqi government's request, on damage done by U.S. forces from April to September, and Polish troops deployed there for more than a year afterwards. Example: there was no way they were going to let Saddam rebuild Babylon. No way. Oh yeah. Yes, Miss Reader and other analytical thinkers, April to September is the most active of the occult sacrifice calendar. But wait! Those were just the simple tricky parts. Check out the big fig Newtons. Everyone knows the money flows towards the power, right? Check out these next two articles and tell me if Queen Bee is serious about her new home or what. According to the Business Insider, under the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad cost a staggering $750 million. March 2013. Quote, 10 years ago this week, Americans woke up to learn that the U.S. had invaded Iraq. They had been told it would cost $50 billion and that it would end soon. 42 days later, the president declared mission accomplished and that the U.S. would be greeted as liberators. That all didn't work out as planned. Stop. Speak for yourself, buddy. They did accomplish the first wave of their mission in 42 days after all. But let's continue. Quote, what did work out was a luxurious compound in the heart of Baghdad on the banks of the Tigris, where the thousands of Americans who would remain behind could work, shop, eat, and relax in a palatial $750 million embassy. Example: as it is told, the compound is larger than Vatican City, with a mall and all, 6 swimming pools, fitness centers with an S, regulation basketball court, palatial dining room where the embassy employees get to choose from burgers, sushi, Mexican fiesta, Thai beef, grilled shrimp salad, sandwiches, fresh fruit stands, a wide variety of desserts, a regulation-sized soccer field, and more. Does that sound like the digs of someone that came to liberate Iraq from poverty and despair? Nope. That sounds like someone that knew they were coming to stay. But even that wasn't the big fig Newton I was talking about. This next article is why I know, through the signs of the times, we will deal with the scriptures next. Babylon Rising is in full effect. According to the Business Insider, under the new tallest building in the world is set to rise in Babylon. Is set to rise in Iraq, November 2015. Quote, if the plan for a brand new tower known as, y'all ready for this? The Bride is completed as proposed by the AMBS architects, it will be the new tallest building in the world, set to rise in Iraq's oil-rich Basra province. That's Basra. The complex is actually made up of 4 conjoined towers. They combine to create what the architects are calling the world's first vertical city. Stop. So as you can see, true westernized capitalism has made its way to Babylon. This is the reason countries compete for the tallest building moniker. It tells the world they have arrived. But here is the strange thing about the matter. Aren't they telling us there is a war against the baddest camel jockeys the world has ever seen going on in the exact same BASR region? To the point, the entire world has to band together to defeat these butcher knife carrying, machete wielding, machine gun toting goat herders. If we look at how they jack the prices of gas every time someone sneezes in the Middle East, who is going to ensure this building with the global war on terrorism and ISIS looming in the exact same region? What businesses does Baghdad currently have, outside of oil, which they have been in for over 100 years now, that will support a demand for premium office space like this. This building makes no sense in this region whatsoever unless we are being lied to. And Queen Bee, just like in America, is planning for the future growth in the region. But did you notice the name of the future building? The Bride? Coincidence? Yes? No? But I want you to hear Gentile wisdom and understanding. Let's continue. Quote, why create the tallest tower in the world in the middle of the desert? Simple. Preservation of fertile farmland which surrounds it, according to the architects. The plan is to make the development net zero, meaning it produces as much energy as it consumes. Example. What? You build an eco-destroying complex because you want to preserve the fertile farmland that surrounds it? I read this over 8 times and I still don't get it. But hey, I'm colored. To finish this preamble off and give you the correct perception about our future video series, allow me to show you a verse in the scriptures we will be reading to prove there are 2 Babylons talked about at the same time. I will not give you the book or chapter because I don't want you guys to jump ahead of me. There would be no reason to do the video in the first place. So for once, you're gonna have to actually trust a color, that I'm not trying to pull one over your eyes for a couple of days. I know. Uncharted territory for you, huh? Though you believe you will, you won't die trying to do it. But here's my proof. Verse 12 through 13. Quote, your mother is greatly ashamed. Your mother that bore you for prosperity is confounded. She is the last of the nations, desolate by reason of the Lord's anger. It shall not be inhabited, but it shall be all a desolation. And everyone that passes through Babylon shall scowl, and they shall hiss at all her plague. Example. This can't be talking about Great Britain because it will not be destroyed or uninhabited. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the scriptures we will be going over will consist of 2 Babylons wrapped in the same verses. We must ask Yah for the decryption code to unlock which is which. These 2 chapters are extremely long. Wow, they are extremely long. And I didn't receive the perception until late. Saying that, this week's videos will be some I had written and recorded before, but my concentration was taken somewhere else. I need more time to put this video package together. Thank you for looking at this. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for looking at this video. And Yah's will, I'll be back when the day is new. And I'll have another video for you. And you can continue to say, I don't know what I'm talking about. But just remember, eyes loves yous. Y'all come on back now, you hear?